Are we recording? Hope so. This is the loose canvas that just came out of the packaging. This is a canvas that I have pre-primed with water to make it a tighter canvas. You don't need to necessarily add all this extra gesso and whatnot. All you really need to do is use water to tighten them up. It's pretty simple. So, let me get my bearings here. They're both 16 by 20. You don't have to add extra gesso unless you just want to throw that down so that the grain and the tooth on the canvas, which is where the threads intersect, is pulled tighter, cinched tighter, so you have a more smooth surface. If you want to even make it more smooth, then definitely more gesso. That's all up to you. Me, not so much. So what I'm going to use, these awesome silicone spatulas that I had for years, been cooking with for I don't know how long. They're awesome. They're super easy to clean for this kind of stuff, and even for using as a palette knife for thicker lines. I just snatch off the handle, and I'm going to use a red one for this since it'll stand out better, hopefully on film. Flip your canvas over. Now I use these little coffee cups with that great rubberized shelf liner stuff and just trim them up so that they're more secure. Just they're on plastic right now, so none of the paint that's already on them bleeds over. You want to spray it down really good. You don't want to saturate it too much to start with. Now, you could use clean hands to rub it in, that's fine. You could use a clean sponge to sort of dampen it, but to me that's counterintuitive because you're pulling moisture into the sponge and not putting it in here. So this makes more sense. So once you spray it, take your little silicone spatula, run it over, and it's done. You don't see any shiny anymore because it's all gone. I do this 2 or 3 times. Now, after this one, you need to get up in the corners and the sides. Because if you don't go into the corners, they're going to cinch up and it's going to have this little pucker at the seam, and no, you don't want that. So, gently go underneath and spray. The beauty of these little spatulas is they will go right in all the way to the edge of the frame. These things are awesome. They are useful for all sorts of stuff. I don't like having a bunch of things around that I can't use and repurpose, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to go to the art supply store and spend extra money on things that I already have laying around just waiting to be repurposed. So that's it. I keep stuff up on these cups because it allows more air circulation and it pulls it up higher for me. Helps me to paint the wraparound without having to get too much paint on my hands, unless I'm using gloves, but that gets messy. So there you go. Pre-priming a canvas. It's going to be a lot tighter right out of the box without gesso, just water. Right on.